doesn't matter what type of videos you do. It doesn't matter. It just matters that you consistently do them. Most people don't have the discipline.
What if I told you for $1, I will introduce you to hundreds of entrepreneurs every single morning this week? From all across the country, you'll be able to talk to hundreds of entrepreneurs, and I'll coach you. I'll coach you for $1 this whole week, and I'll introduce you to some of my successful friends for $1 this week. Would you take part in that? Well, go to themorningmeetup.com because that's exactly what we're doing here, okay? The only organization that gathers entrepreneurs every single day for the betterment of entrepreneurship, okay? Every single day, Monday through Friday, we gather, we're growing, we're learning. We got a book club. Have you ever seen hundreds of entrepreneurs reading the same book, every single chapter, every single day? We're growing together, okay? You need the environment to grow in. Themorningmeetup.com, $1. I'm gonna give you all of this for $1. If you wanna stay, great. It's $79 a month after that. If not, no obligation. You can leave whenever you want. All right? themorningmeetup.com. I'll see you in the morning. Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast, man, where we find people who have done amazing things. And not everybody that does something amazing can actually teach how they did it. But I just need you to promise that you're going to give all the game you got to the people.
Man, I'm gonna give it. And whether they take it is on them.
That's a
whether
big
they take it is on them.
So we got comedian Lonnie. And literally, I've been binge watching your YouTube episodes for at least 6-8 months now, bro. Like just, and what impresses me is how regularly you come up with the content. Like you're dropping consistently.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you go on and introduce, and I'm gonna get all my questions out.
What's going on, y'all? You know, comedian Lonnie here, aka Fenarios. Been making content. I'm a content creator of all facets now. I can actually say I got a TV show under my belt. I got YouTube content under my belt. And then last thing I'm striving for is a movie. I want to be able to say I produced a movie. But before all that, you know what I'm saying? I brought you something. This is for you. You know what I'm saying? Brought you some merch. Not everybody got that. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
I had to bring you a hoodie. I think you're large. You wear large?
Yeah, absolutely. All day.
Got it.
Yo, first off, he just got me to market for that. You know what I'm saying? That's a dope way to give me.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
That's a dope way to give me to market the hoodie. I'm definitely gonna rock these on one of my videos. This is dope. Yo, and you know what's so amazing about the hoodie is I'm starting to put a bumper in front of my videos because you do yours. Like you come on there first, y'all. I'm about to get all this free content. It's gonna make you laugh. It's gonna entertain you. Yep. And I'm just telling you, support. You feel me? Like don't just consume. Like support. Give a little back. Exactly. And I say, I wonder how many hoodies he's selling. I wonder how many t-shirts he's selling.
Hey, just let me know when you're gonna get into all of it, man. Just let me know when you're gonna get into all, because it's crazy. Like the merch game, like I think people underestimate how hard it is to do social media and really be an entrepreneur in social media. It's a lot of facets that come with it, especially once I drop a video, the audience is already like, what's next? Right. So it's almost like I gotta stay a few steps ahead because they consuming it so fast. It's like, even though this video was a hit, they're looking for the next one. So you can't be stuck on this video. And a lot of people, they want perfection and all that stuff. YouTube, not the place for that. You know what I'm saying? Social media is not the place for perfection.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Meaning like, if I see a lot of times some creators, they're like, I didn't think it was funny, so I didn't put the video out. Or I didn't like this about it, so I didn't put it out. YouTube is meant for that. It's meant for the imperfections. They don't want to see Hollywood grade content on YouTube because they got that already. They want to relate. They want to see the mess ups. They want to see the real. They want to know what goes into it. So a lot of people get in this like, it's just not, I just want it to be, put it out. Because that's not the only piece of content you're putting out. It's not like you're putting out one project a year like Jordan Peele is, and you want it to last this amount of time. Some people have that ability, like the Hudson brothers. You know what I'm saying? They made that, and that content has lasted them for a long time. Right. But other people, it's like, no, just put it out because you're going to put out another one. So even if you messed up, they're going to forget about that. Right, they want to see your growth. They want to see your journey. If you see my old videos, I shot on standard definition. I'm talking about like, it looks crazy, like the black bars are on the side. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to get in this place, like, don't put too much pressure on you and the content. If you just do the best you can at the time. and move on to the next one.
Wow.
Don't let it sit.
So walk me through the journey. Where did this start? Were you always like a class clown? Like, were you a funny guy in school? Or
So I was known in from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm known as the ladies' man / the one to make you laugh. I never played sports. I played soccer. I don't really consider this because it was I played soccer, but I never was the sports person. So in high school is when everything really started because I would go to my dad after every time a new season of sports would come out. So football. Dad, I'm going out for the football team. You know what I'm saying? I need you to sign for permission. Man, they gonna tell. Can you cuss on here?
No.
Okay, no cussing. So he's like, they gonna tell your little up. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I ain't signing that.
Really?
Saying no to football. Then basketball comes around. Dad, I'm gonna try for the basketball team. I'm gonna go for it. Man, you can't hoop.
Really?
Then track and field. I was like, Dad, I'm gonna go out for the track team. I'm gonna do it. Man, you ain't fast. And because he would do all those things, I used to hold it as animosity, but because he used to do all those things, what I did was I applied to be the mascot of my high school. Got me in entertainment. My dad pushed me to that because he said no to everything else.
Wow.
So I took it as like, damn, you're not sorry. Dang, you're not good enough, but he pushed me into entertainment. So I was the mascot of my school, so I would entertain
real quick,
people.
Did you ever, do you still talk to your dad?
Yeah,
Okay.
we still talk.
Did you ever tell him how you felt about that?
Nah. We gonna and actually I just had an epiphany the other day. And I'm gonna fly him down. I'm gonna put him up in a hotel, you know what I'm saying, take care of all his expenses and really rap with him on some serious, like man to man, like black man to black man, father to son. Cause it's a lot of things that are, just trauma and we all experience it, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I mentioned the Skittles interview before we started, like she talked about her upbringing and how that impacted her. So mine is it's not a similar story, but I just had my same hardships and trauma with going along with being raised in Milwaukee.
I mean, you think about it, like that is trauma. Like,
yeah,
that can like really get deep rooted. Like, I'm never good enough.
Exactly.
And maybe, and I don't know, but did you ever spend a lot of time like trying to impress your father?
It was, I never tried to impress my father, but I spent time making sure that I was a better man than my father was. I spent my time trying to impress my mother because my mother is the one who go to school, get a good job, and have a family. She kind of lived in my mindset, which is understandable. That's how the times work.
For sure.
So her understanding social media wasn't a thing she could grasp. Like, how are you making money off this?
Yeah.
And so I always had this big chip on my shoulder towards her, just like no, I gotta show her I can do this. I gotta show her there's money in it. So I spent time impressing her.
Was she supportive?
And I know later when they do a biopic on my life, whatever, when they do an interview and they interview her, she gonna say, I always knew he was doing this. She gonna say that. I know she gonna tell them lie. I know she is. And she was supportive in her own way, but it was unknown territory for her. So it was a lot of things that she just couldn't grasp how I was gonna do it. So, but I spent my time proving to her.
Wow.
So, did the whole...
So you become a mascot.
Become a mascot. I'm entertaining people. Then my junior year of high school, I ended up getting a job as a TV show host in high school, and it was on the local news.
Was it based off like people knowing you as the mascot?
No. It was already a program, and it was a bunch of kids. It was basically it was kind of like a community program where it was called Strive Media, and they would take kids from the inner city and they would teach them media. Everything from interviews to writing, editing. So that's where I learned all my skills right there.
Dope.
And that's when I also did my first skit there and there,
What
which
year
was
is
nominated for an Emmy. This is 2000.
Really?
Yeah. It was 2000. So I was a junior. I graduated 2008, so 2006.
2006, gotcha.
2006. So that's where I got all my skills, learning cameras and editing and all of that stuff. And nominated for an Emmy, like I said, for one of my pieces that I did, my second skit. It was the death of the N-word. I thought that at the time, Black people should stop saying the N-word because it was negative and derogatory. And then here I am now. I don't see the same views, but you grow and you learn, and you just see things differently. So did that, and then around this time, that's when YouTube really becomes kind of a thing. You know, that's when like the Soulja Boys pop up. That's when all of them. And I remember watching Soulja Boy, and he kept saying like, "Man, I'm down here making money off these videos." And he was counting money on the screen, and the Soulja Boy the Snap Pop movement started. So I'm in Milwaukee, and I'm looking at Atlanta like, that's the place I gotta be. I applied to no other schools except schools in Atlanta. I remember going on a college tour, and my mom, she was like, "Yeah, let's just go see a little bit of everything." I was like, "Nah, Atlanta is it." When
because you're seeing like these content creators, like
I'm seeing Black people. I'm seeing Black people do things that I wanted to do. I never seen that in Milwaukee. Milwaukee isn't, they don't have that. So I'm sitting there, when we touched down for the college tour, I'm like, oh, this nice down here. We driving down the street on Northside Drive. I'm just taking in the city.
For sure.
I see a Black woman working out. I'd never seen that before in my life. Never seen a Black woman working out. I was 17, 18 years old. Never seen that. And I was like, oh, Black people doing it different down here. They about their business. That's how I perceived it at the time. So applied to no other school. Clark, Georgia State, Morehouse. Got into Clark. I'm literally filling out my papers to let them know I'm coming down in the fall. I'm on the way, right?
I saw a Black woman working out. Like, hold on, this is different.
Yeah, and so the apply, and as I'm about to send off my papers come in from Morehouse.
Hold on, I don't know why that.
Oh, I was wondering. I was like, damn, did it get lower? Is it me? All right, so Morehouse sends me my acceptance letter. I'm like, oh, it's over with. I'm going to the house. You know, they tell you all of the stuff. It's the best place to be. You were all that stuff. Go to Morehouse, and that's when I also start doing internet videos for my personal channel.
What were you shooting on?
I was shooting on, I don't even know if you remember the black MacBook Pros. I'm talking about the old MacBooks, the old ones.
You recording it on the MacBook?
On the camera, the webcam at the top. I'm recording, but I'm doing rants. I'm talking about like, oh, like if you ain't got enough money to wash your clothes, you need to stay away from the club. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all literally go search on YouTube, and I think it's like under Lonnie Love 08 or something like that, you'll find my old videos, but it's me talking about that. And I had got some good traction from them. I did like maybe 2 or 3 of them, but I wasn't consistent. So then fast forward a little bit, my matriculation into Morehouse, that's when Dave Chappelle had walked away from that 55 million, and we heard about that. It was this big conundrum. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
at this time, are you thinking, what's your vision for yourself at this point? Is it, I want to be a stand-up comedian? I want to be, what are you thinking right now?
At the time when that happened, I'm like, I thought it was the universe calling me to fill his shoes. There's a need for sketch comedy. That's what I said. So I went to Clark. It's all in the same AUC, if y'all don't know. AUC, Morehouse, Spelman, and Clark, and Morris Brown are like all on like one plot of land, essentially. Right. So go over to the mass media department in Clark. I talked to the head over there, and she was like, yeah, I'll give you your own TV show, and you can produce sketch comedy.
Out of nowhere?
I had a reputation with her. Gotcha. We kind of, she seen me coming and going, and I, did some things over there. So she was familiar with me. I know I make it sound easy, but there was a little bit in between, but it's just not important for the story. But so she's like, okay, I'll give you your own TV show on their 23 network, whatever. The channel was like 23 or something. But you can't cuss. Okay, all right. And obviously the things that I can talk about, because it's public TV, can't really do that. So I produced my first skit, and it was an Antoine Dotson parody. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah.
Did that, and I mixed it with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, Antoine Dotson is there.
Right.
And
what was going on in that skit? What was like some of the stuff you're talking about?
Man, it was just essentially Antoine Dotson coming because I got my car broken into, and he like, you need to hide your kids, hide your wife, because they, you know what I'm saying, just making a parody out of it. Took it to her, and she was like, oh, okay, this is good, but you need to like change this and change that. And I was like, I ain't really feeling this. So walked away from the TV show, didn't do it. and ended up putting it on YouTube.
Mhm.
Now, because I'm thinking, I'm so naive thinking that I'm supposed to do the sketch comedy, fill Dave Chappelle's shoes.
Yeah.
Not knowing that there are other people who are doing sketch comedy on YouTube.
Right,
So I see
right.
the community and I'm like, oh, this community is actually huge. That's when like Dormtainment was big, Spoken
Yep.
Reasons was taking off. This is when you had to go to worldstar.com to get your, you know what I'm saying, your fight videos, you got your comedy. And if you made it on Worldstar, you were somebody.
Oh, for sure.
So took it there. And that's when I created the name also Scenarios, because it was just funny scenarios. That's what it stands for.
I was going to ask you, that was one of my major questions. What is Scenarios?
Yep, I was literally just brainstorming with the guy I created it at the time. And I was like, yeah, like it'll be funny scenarios and we'll call it Scenarios. And when I said it, I knew that it was original and I knew it wasn't
For
taken.
sure.
Went with it. Here I am today. But but I wasn't consistently doing the videos. Got with another guy that went to Morehouse as well, and we teamed up and we started really hitting the videos. And he was more of a pretty boy at the time. So the girls really flocked to him. So he was able to bring the pretty women to the videos, and I stepped to the back.
Got you.
And so I'm behind the camera. So because I had all my knowledge in high school, I knew how to film. I knew how to edit. I was doing all of that, writing all of that.
But you weren't in front of the camera.
Wasn't really in front of the camera.
How did you feel about that though? Because you're coming from, yo, I'm doing my videos, I'm in front.
Exactly. So it created this thing of like, I don't think I'm good enough to be on camera after a while. And then me and him parted ways. So then I had to
You felt like
out.
you weren't good enough.
Yeah, because he was always in the front. So I would just be like, all right, I'm gonna just do this skit. Give you this skit. This will be something you do. I'm just gonna edit it, put it together.
Your dad did that, yeah.
And then we parted. You said what?
I think your dad did that.
Probably.
You get to a point where it's like, yo, even after you got some videos that's getting traction, you do your sketch, you put it on YouTube, it's like, all right, go ahead. Maybe I'm not.
So, and I didn't even think about that until now, but that's probably part of the reason why.
It's probably a lot in your, how old are you?
31.
31? It's probably a lot in these 31 years.
Oh.
I can't wait for the conversation. I might have to bring you back after you have the conversation with your dad because like there's and I know there's some things that I'm just messed up about that literally as of late I've been thinking like, yo, I really need to have a conversation with my mom.
Got to. It's important because a lot of things will make sense to you. So much stuff makes sense to me
why
now.
You do the things you do, why you feel the way you feel when certain things happen.
All of that stuff, that's important and it shapes who you are. It shapes even down to like when you date somebody and let's say you ghost the person, it probably has something to do with you're not able to speak your mind or whatever it is, but it comes from more than likely your childhood. So me and him part ways. He had moved to L.A. I'm still in Atlanta at the time.
What's he doing right now?
He is, I think he does something with real estate. He's back in Atlanta now. I just talked to him the other day.
He's not doing the entertainment.
He does stand up. He does stand up, and it's funny because when we had the conversation, he was just like, I'm not ready to pursue it all the way. And I was telling him like, yo, if you're consistent with it, yo, it's a lot of money in this.
I hope they're getting, I hope the people that are listening, like keep hearing the word that you're saying. Because I definitely have my own testimony on consistency on YouTube.
That's the hardest concept for me to grasp. So and my background, I didn't come from like a poor family. I didn't come from a lot of hardships, or I didn't come from the hood or anything, but I was very sheltered as far as emotions and things that were going on with like my family life and stuff. My mom really hid a lot of that stuff. My mom was very strong and because my mom always like money was important to her, now money's important to me. Like the things that make me cry are money related. The things that are sentimental to me are money related.
Really?
And not things of like, oh, I'm in love with this girl. And no, it's money. And it's because of my mother. But because she wasn't emotional, it was hard for me to create relationships with people. Because I didn't understand a lot of feelings. I didn't understand I didn't understand expressing yourself. And you got to think, as a Black man, we're always told that like, just suck it up. Yeah. It's one of those things like, just suck it up. You don't have a reason to feel the way you do.
Yeah.
So growing up with that and really not understanding like humans and stuff like this, I really, like if you see me, like I would be more successful if I could operate with like robots. because people and their emotions, it's hard for me to compute the
And you
two.
can't connect. You can't
Yeah,
connect
it's
with
just
that.
like, what's wrong with you? This is a logical thing, but you're in your feelings about this for what reason? You know what I'm saying? But it's just because I was sheltered as a child. So from that stuff, and we talked to me and my sister talked to my mother about this, and she was very defensive about it. And she thought we were attacking her, but it's just like, we're just saying that because you chose this, you chose to be strong for us financially.
Yeah.
We lacked this. But if she would have gave us that emotion, we possibly would have suffered financially. So she made the decision.
Yeah.
And granted, there's no right or wrong way to raise a kid. I promise you, there's no way that like I wouldn't have come out with some kind of issue. It's just not possible.
Right,
like everybody has an issue, whether you believe it or not. Nobody's
Facts.
perfect, and everybody has something in their childhood that has, shaped them to be this person. So, so he split.
Y'all on separation. Yep.
Now this is when it's really on me. I'm just like, this YouTube thing, I gotta figure out how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be in front of the camera now. So the first couple videos, I'm like, this is weird, this is awkward. But then people grew to love it. And I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, I'm a personality. Like I used to always make people laugh. So why can't I do it now? I just doubted myself. Mm-hmm. So then I start, obviously becoming back the face of my brand and Fenarios, and really just going hard at the videos. But at the time, all these other platforms start coming up. You got Vine that showed up. Yep. And that really threw me for a loop, because I'm seeing people get famous off 6-second videos where I'm doing, 5-minute video. I'm doing scripted content. Mm-hmm. But you also got to remember, during that time, reality TV was popping. Mm-hmm. So scripted content wasn't a thing that people wanted. Gotcha, they wanted real. They wanted them pranks. They wanted everything that seemed like you just caught somebody off guard and you just like, you know what I'm saying? Most of that stuff was fake too.
And was YouTube however, paying back then?
So YouTube, I was monetized, but I wasn't consistent enough to really see good money from it.
And what year was this?
So I would say this is around maybe 2015-ish. Gotcha. I'm graduated from college at this point. I'm working, and I'm also working in production. So I get a job with Love and Hip Hop. I worked on the first season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Nice. And just seeing how they set up all of that stuff. And I was like,
y'all do the same thing.
And I'm saying, even down to like, oh, this is all fake.
Yeah.
Y'all are cultivating y'all are curating these fights. Like, let's be honest. Like, you ever seen an episode and you'd be like, yeah, I was at the studio with Stevie J, and then I walk outside and boom, there's Jocelyn there. Atlanta don't work like that. When have you ever mistakenly ran into somebody? Right. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, come on, and she was right there, and then y'all fought in the parking lot?
Right.
It don't work like that at all. But I was seeing how they were setting it up. So I'm working in production.
Let me ask you this, though. So when they're fighting, is it a real fight, or is it the producers pulling the strings to create?
It's a real fight. Energy? So sorry, Mona, but I'm exposing all of your secrets on how you do it.
I think we all know by now.
Yeah, people need to know this, because...
But the actual actors, they're not... It's pretty much the producers that are pulling the strings to create certain energy.
So this is what they do. So what they'll do is, they have these storylines, they know. So what they'll do is, they'll be like, all right, these two people, they have some kind of storyline in which we can elevate. So they'll put them in a scene, and they'll be like, all right, we want y'all to talk about this. They'll go through the conversation one time. All right, cool. That was cool. That was good. All right, we're going to do it one more time. You're going to walk in, do the same thing, but this time I want you to say this. And then they'll do it. And then they'll see that it'll get a reaction out of the other person. They'll cut. All right, cool. We're going to do it one more time. Take it from the top. And this time, I want you to bring up this. But they know that this is what's going to get them to fight.
Wow.
So all right, action. When you're talking about like 3 or 4 takes they doing here, this is all not one continuous thing, and you see they fight like that.
Oh my goodness.
So now, on the 3rd take, they like, all right, cool. Come on, y'all. I know they about to fight now. And then that's when the drinks get thrown, people start fighting and all of that stuff. And the only reason why I'm really exposing this is because I feel like I'll give her props, but I feel like what they have built in Love and Hip Hop and the reality TV was very detrimental to Black people.
I agree.
It was very detrimental, and she does not want to own up to that. She wants to just be, I'm creating content, but no, you have a part in how That's why a lot of these women out here think that it's cool to do the things that they're doing because of reality TV. We're feeding, that's their diet. So Mona has created Mona and whatever white man it is. I forget his name, but I have met him too. But they were creating a very negative impression of these celebrities. And they were making them fight. But I'm sitting back here watching, I'm like, this is all fake. But it's just like a scripted series.
Exactly.
The way they just go about it, it's just real people. And they heighten the stakes. That's all it is. So when you see these stories come out, how many times do you see in a reality? You'd be like, what? They did, this is stupid. Who would do this? It's because the producer set it up like that. And the way they cut and edit things, man, all of that stuff is fake. And I really think that somebody needs to approach. And when I meet her, I'll say this to her face. I don't mind, but she needs, like, it was very detrimental. So if you think about that reality TV time period, just think about everything that came out of it. Yeah, that's why you have a lot of these female rappers who are talking crazy about, like, yeah, I did this to so-and-so dude and that, because they were birthed from that. They were kids when that was shown. So now you got these girls who are like, oh, I can do anything a man can do because reality TV did that to them. So, and and their own influences and stuff, and music and all of this stuff.
Yeah, I was doing a presentation. I was actually at a school, and I was telling the kids. See, I didn't know it was to that level, but I knew that wasn't reality. I understand that they're actors, right? And I was telling the kids it's dangerous to watch that stuff because, like for one, the actors aren't even who they're acting like
at all.
But the kids want to be the person that they're pretending to be. You want to pretend to be somebody that they're pretending to be. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, sorry, I just had to send the address. So
it's all good.
TK can be. So I'm working for this show. I'm working for Love and Hip Hop, and I'm working for like American Idol. I'm working for So You Think You Can Dance. All of these reality shows.
And what are you doing?
PA. So I'm on the sets, personal assistant, basically, or production assistant in production. So essentially, you are the lowest of the low. You get coffee, you move a lot, you do whatever they tell you to do. But that's like the entry into production. But when I was on these different sets and I was meeting people, they were like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You just put in your hours and then you'll rise up to be this great director, and eventually you get your shot. But I was running into people who was like 40 years old. And they had been PA for like 10 years, 15 years.
Shot.
And I'm like, something wrong with the system. Somebody feeding y'all bull, because this ain't how you actually get ahead. If you want to be a major person in production. This is not, granted, you get the experience, but that's not the proper way to move up. Or that's not the only way to move up. Let me say that. That's not the only way. Some people do move up in those ranks, but that's not the only way. But that's what society and the industry was feeding me at the time. So I'm looking at this, I'm like, something not right about this. I'm not trying to be 40 years old and then I finally get my shot. I gotta figure something out. Went back to YouTube. But at the same time, I'm also, I landed a more permanent PA job for Property Brothers. And this is on HGTV. So now I'm a little step, I'm working into in TV on a higher level at this point. And so I looking at that, but I got in real good with the camera guys. They would let me take the equipment home and shoot videos.
Really?
So that's how I was able to step up my quality in some of my videos at the time. And I'm gaining knowledge from them. They teaching me like, yeah, this is how you white balance. This is how you do this and that. And it's just furthering my skills that I had built when I was in high school at my TV show. So I'm just adding on to this, and I'm still doing my skits, working a job. And
where's your following in terms of YouTube and social media? Where's your following right now?
At this time, I got maybe 30,000 on YouTube. Facebook, I think, is kind of non-existent at the time. Instagram is it's mostly maybe like 5,000 people, maybe. Right. And so nothing crazy at the time.
So you're heaviest on YouTube because that's where you're spending the most energy.
Yeah, but at the time, that was just because that's what me and my partner had built up to. So I had built up to 30,000 and just sat at 30,000. But because I stopped being consistent.
Right.
So used equipment, I'm still producing stuff. And then I hit me. I was like, all right, I'm gonna come to my mom and I'm gonna tell her, just give me 6 months. I just need you to pay my bills for 6 months. And if it don't work out, I'll go get a job. She was like, okay. And I was like, okay. Not 2 weeks later, she calls me and she's like, yo, this airline is hiring. I think you should go ahead and
Right,
go ahead and apply for this because my mom wanted free flights.
Right.
She knew that the
For
benefits.
sure, smart woman.
And I'm like, Mom, we just talked about this. She's like, yeah, but you can do them little videos on the side. You know what I'm saying? You got more free time. I'm like, all right, applied, got the job.
Which airline?
Delta.
Oh, you winning.
So
You lit.
the free flights come in. Mom's super happy. Worst, best job I've ever had in my life. Terrible. I'm hating it. Every minute I'm on the plane, I could be making a video or I could be writing, but my ideas are coming to me on the plane. So now I'm like, all right, let me write this on the plane. So I'm in the back, you know what I'm saying? They doing safety demos and everything. I'm in the back writing scripts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to be doing my job. I'm supposed to be serving. I'm supposed to call lights going off. I'm writing scripts in the back. Like, no, I'm not going to get it. Somebody else will get that. Yeah, I'm like, y'all not that thirsty, dog. It's like a 30-minute flight. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing stuff like that. So I'm in the back. I'm the whole time just like cultivating my skills. And then the Vines, and like I said, pops up, the IGs, jump on Vine, try to do content, leaving YouTube, which made me not consistent. Then IG got the 15-second videos, went to IG, not consistent on YouTube again. Then Facebook come out with videos. Go to Facebook. I have huge success on Facebook. I grow to like 300,000 subs. 300,000 subs or follows and likes on Facebook. So this is around 2016, 17 now. Maybe, yeah, around that time. Growing to Facebook, but still not consistent on YouTube. And I still wasn't making money.
So you're jumping around to the thing that you think is hot.
Jumping
You know what's so
around.
crazy? I still haven't like gotten to Reels because I don't want to take my eye off the ball. And it seems easy. Well, you just create something, but I don't want to chase it. I'm in a good lane that I'm building.
Stay in the lane. Trust me. Stay in the lane. And what I learned though, when I jumped from all these platforms, YouTube had rose. YouTube has still had good content. And so that's when, after I'm jumping from these different platforms, I'm still trying to figure out not making sense. That's when Big Ja, he starts taking off. And I'm in a text group. It's a bunch of us influencers in this text group from all over the US.
Really?
And we drop our videos in there. Hey,
who in the group though?
Like, it's me, it's Ja, it's Troy in LA, it's Jamal the Creative. Who else was in there?
Jamal. That's crazy. I was thinking like, yo, all of my favorites are probably in this group.
Yeah. So those people, I'm trying to think. It's like Devon was in there. He's an IG guy. It's some other people that's IG.
So all y'all just stick together.
All us that are kind of like with medium numbers right now. We were in that group essentially. So Ja was doing YouTube, and he was the one that was having success. But I'm just like, how is he doing it?
Yeah.
So because I knew Troy in LA, me and him started our YouTube channels around the same time. So it's kind of like a freshman class of XXL. It's kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of us that together we started around the same time and we always trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So he, I went to LA because I had free flights. Me and Jamal, the creative, we went to LA. And when I tell you we in LA, we're all lost. We just don't know. We in Starbucks with Troy and he's like down and out. I'm talking about look bad.
Really?
Like this looked like life had hit him and he didn't know how to rebound. He was in a relationship at the time and just the way he dressed was different and all this stuff. And I remember having that conversation with him and being like, yeah, we just got to figure it out. Months go by and we still producing content, but it's still not consistent. I just start seeing him like glow up. Like I see his clothes starting to change on Instagram. And that's the first sign you can tell when somebody's getting money. I pay attention. I can tell you every step that somebody is at in their YouTube career because I studied all these people. I know what it looks like. When his clothes start to change and when the girls around him start looking better. That's when you can tell somebody's on to something and they're making money on social media. So I'm looking at this like, hey man, Jamal, like, hey, you see, buddy? You see, like, he wasn't looking like that. You know what I'm saying? So I hit him up. I hit Troy up. I'm like, hey, man, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, man, I'm on this YouTube grind. You need to get on it.
I knew it.
Okay. Like, what YouTube grind? All right, yeah. But, like, that's good and all. But, like, what the money is in that? He was like, big money. What are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, it's just good money in it. Just keep going, bro. Trust me. Consistency. All right. So I got bold then. I'm a person like I need to see it. I need to see some form of motivation. Like I need to hear the number that you're making monetary. And it's not to count your pockets or anything. It's just to know that I can do it too.
Yeah.
If I see you do it, I know I can do it because
100%.
you told me. So I was like, man, I'm sorry, I don't even want to count your pockets, but I gotta ask, what we talking about check wise? He was like 10 grand. Excuse me?
Making videos.
10 grand of what? Like 10 grand of what? 10 grand what we talking about? A month? He's like, yeah. And he was like, I'm just small in it. He's like, my homie, Big Job, make way more.
He was going nuts.
And I was like, oh, okay. Went back to Jamal, report the information. Hey, we got to figure this YouTube thing out. So, and now this fast forwards a little bit to like 2018, 2019, around that time. I'm producing videos, but going through stuff in my relationship and that's also picking your partner is the most important thing you'll ever do. So make sure y'all pick correctly. Girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, make sure you pick correctly because who you are around, their energy, how it affects you is so important. I was in a super toxic relationship. I'm talking about I was in a dark hole.
What made the relationship toxic?
It was she had her traumas, I had mine. We weren't communicating. She was very narcissistic. And I'm talking about a girl that will tear you down. Like not like meaning like you ain't ish and not like that, but mentally she would do things that mess with my mind. And it affected my creativity. But I knew $10,000. I was like, he made $10,000. I gotta figure this out. So got out of the relationship. And that's a whole
This story's like a movie. I hope it's a movie.
Man, it's a whole thing. Before we had broke up, we had bought a house together, Airbnb'd it, and then we broke up. She took it and now she has this Airbnb I have no profits to. I'm on the deed of the house and all of this stuff. So I'm missing out on all money. And I'm still down and out. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to pick myself out of this hole, but I know $10,000. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna let it go. I decided, just let her have this. I'm gonna have to circle back around to this because this weighing on my mental is taking me away from my goal. So after I get that $10,000, I hit TK up, who is my girlfriend now. At the time, we were just friends.
You started making the $10,000.
Getting to that. So like 2018-ish, I hit TK up and I'm like, yo, if we just consistent with these videos.
Was that your girl at the time?
TK wasn't my girl. That was just my friend. Me and TK we were still in the negative relationship that I was in. I was still in it. And TK was in her relationship. And we would literally lay in bed at night texting each other of how sorry our relationships was and how we just wanted better.
And how did y'all connect though?
So we connected. She went to Clark.
Yep.
And we connected during the Vine time when she used to film Vine videos, and I seen her and my friend introduced us and we shot some content back when I had the success on Facebook. So that's when TK first started coming around. This was 2014.
Right.
So then fast forward, we still remain friends. We still work together on some things, but then I hit her and I was like, no, we need to just lock in, the two of us. And we used to text about our relationship and we never even had feelings for each other. Consistent. And the first video we filmed together, it went viral. Now I'm out of my relationship, but I'm still dealing with this girl a little bit. You know how it is.
Oh, yeah.
So
absolutely.
Went viral. And like TK was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So then we start hitting the videos. We start going heavy on the couples content, heavy on it. And then my birthday rolls around and I'm on my way to Bali. YouTube money is like, it's around maybe like $1,000 around the time I was making. So it wasn't nothing to live off of, but I knew with my airline job, I was like, I gotta find a way to make this be my bread and butter. Was on the way to Bali and my YouTube said $5,000. $5,000. I had got like 4.5 million views that month or something. The video that went viral helped. And the other videos we were creating, consistency. It was building up to this.
Hold on. So you had 4.5 million that
monthly views that I was getting.
In the month.
But because I wasn't consistent and I was just building up to it, my CPMs were low. So that's why it amounted to about $5,000. Now it
Explain
will
the
be
CPM,
higher.
please.
So
'Cause
CPM
I see
is
the
cost
joint
per
and
click or
right.
cost for the M stands for something else, but it's basically cost per click, and it's essentially how much you get paid for per 1,000 views you get on a video.
You get paid per 1,000. And
Mhm.
what dictates whether that's high or low?
So it's different categories of that they categorize your content as. So like gaming is big, beauty is big. These are the highest CPMs, and investment in real estate. Those videos and how-to videos, they're like big. Those will get you the most money because it usually clean content and they're able to monetize it a lot. So because I was doing sketch comedy though, my CPM was lower.
Because like it might be offensive content or
Exactly.
words, something like that. Gotcha.
Exactly. So
Oh wow.
So had hit 5,000. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, wait, we doing something now. We doing something, and luckily Jamal, he also had 5,000, like his account. So he looking at it, and we on vacation. We still trying to shoot videos.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, we got to get a skit in. No,
Right.
we got to figure this out. And then met Ja. So I met Ja around that time, and at the time, Ja was so big. I'm like, man, he probably ain't gonna want to work with us. Like, but Ja had knew who I was because we were in the text group together, and he also was watching my content. He was like, yeah, man, you funny. He was like, man, come on, let's work.
Yo,
like,
and
oh.
I gotta say, man, Big Ja is might be just one of the most genuine, authentic, don't want nothing from you, will give you the shirt off his back.
Man,
shouts out to Big Ja,
super
man.
cool dude, super cool dude. And I'm watching everything he doing. And so met him, and every time I get up with him, I'm trying to pick his brain. What this talking about? What this, you know what I'm saying? How that work? And he always gave me game, always did. And so started working with him, and he put me in his channel, put me on his channel. So now people are like, oh, Lonnie doing big things now. And I'm like, I've been doing videos, but like now that I'm on Ja's platform, so it gave me a little validation. So then that helped my YouTube grow even more. And then the consistency. So then after November, I come back from Bali, the money goes down, but I saved that 5,000 because we were planning on moving to LA.
Why did it go down?
Just because like after the holidays and stuff, advertisers weren't giving money that much to YouTube anymore. So usually they call it ad apocalypse. So right after Christmas, the CPM dies down greatly. So usually content creators, their money goes down in the months of January to about maybe March, April-ish.
Gotcha.
Because there's nothing to sell then. Everybody's broke from the holidays. So advertisers know that. So they don't give as much money to YouTube. So YouTube pays less.
Do you put the ads in your videos? Like the little ad breaks in your videos?
Yes, you can if they're above 8 minutes.
Yes,
you can
and all your
that.
joints is 8 minutes, right?
Yeah, most of them now are 8 minutes. So, but at the time they were like 4 minutes. So now I had to, and the threshold was 10 minutes at first. Like if once you get 10 minutes, then you could put as many ad breaks as you wanted. So that's how a lot of people were making like a lot of money.
Got it.
But my videos weren't long enough, so I had to extend them. So,
and that was one of the things that that Ja told me. He was like, "Yo, I put the bloopers in to extend the time." And it's these little things that like somebody else might just hold on to the information. Like I'm not going to tell you why I'm doing the bloopers, but like to extend the time so that you can get more ad revenue.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was a thing, and then we planned on moving to LA, so I saved that money. So saved the 5,000, and that was going. Me, Jamal, and his fiance at the time were moving out to LA. We're splitting the rent
together.
Yep, splitting the rent 3 ways.
Awkward.
And it's like the way we are, that's why when you see like ATL verse and our chemistry, everybody's like, dang, y'all work really well together because we lived together for so long.
It wasn't awkward?
No, because we had lived, like him and his fiance lived with me.
Yeah.
They actually lived in my house.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, so lived with me, and so then when we decided to move out to LA, literally like I saw myself as a part of their relationship because we were so close. So everybody you see me with, we literally hang out all the time. Like when you see ATL, like when you see me, like there's somebody in ATL verse with me, usually.
Yeah.
So we move out to LA, but we set the date for March 1st. Move out to LA. But I'm not really pressed because we got an Airbnb that's furnished.
And what year is this?
This is to catch y'all up, this is 2009. No, this is last year, 2020. 2020. This is fast forward a little bit. So 2020, the beginning.
And at this point, where's your YouTube money at?
So YouTube money is around like I want to say it had dropped from the 5,000. So like 2,000,
Gotcha.
3 around that money. So it still wasn't enough for me to quit my job and really make sense of it. But I had money to move to LA. We got an Airbnb. It was furnished and everything. Rent was like $4,500.
It's 2020.
Last year. This is last year. This is only what I've done in 1 year of consistency.
Golly.
1 year. This is
Lonnie.
only the beginning. But let me just tell you how crazy it is. So, we hearing about COVID in the beginning of 2020, but it ain't reached the US yet. We still moving out there. Me and TK go on our very first date in March 1st, or it's either February 28th or March 1st, whatever that date was. It was around then, and I was supposed to go to LA the 1st. Woke up that morning after the date, and I was like, nah, I ain't gonna go to LA today. I'm gonna go tomorrow. They had moved out to LA already, Jamal and his fiance. They moved out there. They was setting up and stuff. I get out there, and it's cool, place nice. Something new. I'm like, I just got to take the leap of faith. I gotta, because Jamal always told me, he's like, man, I think we got to be in LA to be successful. And I always told him, I don't think we need LA. But I was like, I'm gonna prove it to you. Moved out to LA. The second day we're in LA, the second day I get a text message from him. He's like, yo, me and old girl breaking up. We done. So now we gotta split the rent 2 ways. $4,500. 2 ways. I panicked.
Yo. All right, look, I know you're enjoying the episode, but I got to tell you, finally, you asked for it, and we created a Patreon, okay? We created an inner circle. We have amazing stories, amazing information, the how-tos from the episodes. The only thing we're missing is a community. So it's about that time. We put together a Patreon, we put together a community because we have to have conversation around the information. So even this podcast we're listening to right now, there needs to be conversation. I want to hear what you got. Like, let's throw some stuff back and forth. And because we're like-minded, we're all going in the same direction. When we connect in a community, we can connect on other stuff outside the community because we're building real relationships, okay? So check out the Patreon. We got 3 tiers. I don't care what tier you join. The support is appreciated. Okay, thank you so much. Now back to the episode.
Okay, cool. So we jump back and get the text message. Now we got to split the rent.
That's crazy.
So I'm panicking. I'm like, oh, I'm in LA. I'm paying for my mortgage back in Atlanta still.
So you bought a house
in Atlanta.
Yep.
Bought the house. Now TK's just living there. And TK's living there with her son.
Hold on, the first date. So she was living with you.
Yeah, TK's been living with me for 2 years now.
After she broke up with her toxic relationship, because you was out first eventually. Yeah. She probably, and then dude probably couldn't handle y'all doing these videos together anyway, but.
Yeah, and that's a whole thing. But I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. But but not except when anybody told us at the same time. But so get the text message. So I'm panicking because I got the rent I got my mortgage in Atlanta. Got this high rent in LA. I'm talking about high. It was like it was $4,500 for the first month because we did it through Airbnb. So they take they fees. Luckily we went to the landlord and we was like, yo, if we just cancel the Airbnb reservation, but we just deal with y'all directly, can we cut the rent down? So then they was like, yeah, cool. Yeah, $3,500. Okay, cool. We all right. That's better
than $3,500.
Yeah. That's still a big boy amount. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, okay. They had broke up. We had 2 cars in LA. His fiance had one. He had the other one. I didn't have a car. He had a stick shift though, and I didn't know how to drive a stick shift. She had an automatic, but because she was out the second day, I had to learn how to drive a stick shift to get around in LA.
Dang.
While then the Corona stuff happens though, shut the city down. I'm talking about you can't get food, the grocery stores is empty, toilet paper, all of this stuff. But luckily, I had just re-up in Atlanta. Like, I had bought all of this stuff for the house in Atlanta, but I'm in LA, so I don't have anything. I'm eating frozen dinners. I'm eating whatever I can find. Food in LA is so trash. It's not meant for taste. It's meant for nutrition. I'm getting homesick. I'm trying to figure out this money situation. Corona shutting everything down. And then, that's when they start talking about the unemployment. I kind of came around and it was like, oh, we try to get people the extra $400 or $600, whatever it was. I'm like, but I didn't know nobody that had
Were you
it.
still working at Delta?
Still working, still working at Delta.
Mhm.
But my flights is getting canceled because of Corona.
Right,
so
right.
I'm like, okay. So my schedule, they paying me for these flights still because it was on my schedule. So I'm still getting my decent amount of check, but it's still nothing to like brag about or
Right.
do anything of significance with. My job offers a leave of absence during this time. So I'm like, cool, I'm gonna take 3 months. I'm gonna take the 3 months and do that, and then I applied for unemployment. But you know, everything was shut down, so it wasn't like you could go in and talk to nobody. You couldn't get questions.
Right.
So
did you decide to lock in and shoot videos at this point, or?
That's what I did while applying for the unemployment. But because I was in LA and everything was shut down, nobody was filming. So now I came out here to film and collaborate because I'm like, this is the big break. We got it. Guy was like, nah, this not it. So then I'm panicking. I'm really like, dang, how am I gonna get my money up? Now my CPMs are dropping even more because I'm not really putting out content. And I'm like, I'm trying to find a way to produce, but it's just hard.
It seems like when you're under pressure or a lot going on, it truly affects your creativity.
Man, that's why mental health is so important, especially for creatives. Like, it's important for anybody, but creatives, like, if your mind is not right, you cannot create. You cannot. It will feel like every idea you come across, you be like, yeah, that's not funny. And then you'll see somebody else do it, and you be like, damn, why didn't I think about that? But it's just how and it's really how my mind was working. So that happened. Blessing, got the unemployment. But before I got it, I had wrote down all my expenses. For 6 months, because that's all we moved out to LA for, 6 months. And I knew I was going back to Atlanta.
Right.
I was like, LA is not for me. But he was gonna stay. So that's when we were gonna split ways. And he's my unofficial business partner. That's why this is so significant. So I wrote down $25,000 what I needed to cover rent here and in Atlanta. And just regular money to be able to eat.
For 6 months.
For 6 months.
Gotcha.
25. Blessing, the unemployment had came through. So now I'm like, oh, we good. I'm making more money than I was making at my job because of that extra little stipend. Now I'm like, I got the leave of absence. I'm getting unemployment. I got no reason to shoot. But people in LA aren't shooting. So I'm like, all right, I still got my flight benefits. All right, Jamal, I'm out. I'm going to go back, shoot videos with TK. So I moved back to Atlanta. This is like the second or third month or something. I moved back to Atlanta and I'm shooting with TK crazy. Our numbers starting to go up and up. He see it and he like, hey, I'm gonna come over there. I'm gonna come back to Atlanta and rock with y'all on the weekends.
Right.
Cool. And he had his grind. You know what I'm saying?
Well, was he working at that point?
He took the leave of absence with.
He was at Delta too.
He was at Delta.
Oh.
We like our lives literally mirror each other every step of the way. We moved in the same apartment building. Starting off, we got the same job. We're there for the same amount of time. Made the same amount of money every step of the way. So when I make like a big YouTube check, he makes a big YouTube check. Or like he'll make a big Facebook one and I'll make YouTube and it'll even out every time. So he see the success and he like, all right, I'm gonna come back, work with y'all. I start building this little team. He come back and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give LA another shot. So I go back to LA with him when he goes on the weekdays. So I'm in LA on the weekdays, Atlanta on the weekend. We doing a lot of flight miles. Like flying is tiring, especially coming from the West Coast back to the East Coast. It's a long flight. So we doing all of that. Producing.
Let me ask you, I'm sorry, this is probably a question I want to ask you later, but it's on my mind now, so I want to ask you now.
Just go ahead.
You upload your videos to YouTube and Facebook.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
I know YouTube pays, but I don't, and I know Facebook pays because John was telling me sometimes it's, some go on whatever. So is it the same process of adding ads to that?
It's a little bit different. It's Facebook pays more than YouTube. That's first off. But Facebook's requirement to get the money it's a little different. Like YouTube, you can put up anything and get paid for it. Essentially, it can be 30 seconds. Facebook, 3 minutes.
Can you do super long on Facebook?
You can. You can.
My interviews be like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Like
you can. But what I would say for you to do is take the key moments of interviews. Just take the key moments and put them on Facebook.
Why not put the whole thing?
You can, but you just want to grab people's attention span. So if you put them key moments in there, then it's like, okay, now they want to see the whole interview. Because I've actually done this with your page specifically. Like I've seen you interview somebody and I'll be like, oh, he put that little snippet on IG. I gotta find the whole thing. All you're trying to do is just grab the person's attention. That's it. If the content is good enough and you added value in that short amount of time, they'll find you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about putting the whole thing up. Just put 3 minutes of your best 3 minutes of whatever, however long the interview is. Even if you have a heightened moment where, let's say, somebody just get to shouting and put that up. Just that little clip. And then full video, link right here.
Oh, so I'll monetize the 3 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they'll go back to YouTube and I'll monetize that
exactly. Well. And then you can put your whole interviews up there. You can do it, but you want to just grab their attention. That's what it's all about. It's all about exposure when you're coming up. Once you got the exposure, you're not worried about it. You can do anything.
And are there some settings I need to put on Facebook to make it monetize, or?
You do have to apply for it. So it is like a monetization program, and they'll you got to have a certain amount of hours. I've been monetized for so long on Facebook, I forget what it is, but it's not like super crazy. It's just, they're trying to weed out. They just don't want everybody to be making because, nobody's.
And will they count Instagram too in Facebook numbers to go towards my qualifications?
I don't know. I know it's even though Instagram is owned by the same company, I don't know.
I'm gonna check.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
I'm thinking I think I'm missing a whole nother bag by not giving Facebook any attention.
No. You're missing a crazy bag. I'm not gonna hold you. Like I know somebody. When did she come up? My surprise party was November, my birthday. For my surprise party, one of my good friends came up, and she was making content, and she had found her niche on Facebook. $25,000 a month she had made.
What are we talking about right now?
I was like,
okay.
Yeah. But I mean, I knew that there was money in Facebook because I was also making money in Facebook. I'd never made that much money.
Yeah.
So when I'm shooting these videos and stuff and everything is kind of like coming together, the money's doing good. I'm back in L.A., back in Atlanta and L.A. I'm bi-coastal now, producing content on both coasts. And I decided to do merch. Scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
Really?
Scariest. I've never sold anything. I've never sold anything. When I tell y'all, I have never in my life sold anything. I'm not that good of a salesman. I didn't consider myself that good of a salesman. But everybody kept asking me about it. Yo, where can I get that shirt? Because I made my own shirts. I got a t-shirt press at the house. Like I'm telling you, like I'm a like one-man band operation. Like anything you need, you know what I'm saying? So I decided July 17th.
And I'm gonna help you with that too. Are you still pressing right now?
No, I don't press no more.
Cool.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm out of that.
I can still help you out with that.
Yeah. And this is another thing why I want to come over here, because I know for a fact me and you could share resources to help us both get to the next level.
Big facts.
I know that for a fact.
Big facts.
So July 17th, merch drop, right? So remember that $25,000 that I needed, right? I haven't reached that goal yet. So do the merch drop. I'm making all the shirts myself. Do the pre-order. I set up my website. When I tell y'all I put in hours, I was like,
how many subscribers you got at this moment?
I had got my plaque. I got my 100,000 plaque.
What's the plaque?
100,000.
100,000?
I got it. So I got that back in like April.
So they give you a plaque?
Yeah.
I'm at 70.
Oh yeah,
I'm almost
there's a plaque. There's a plaque coming.
I was gonna get a plaque. Let's go.
There's a plaque coming. So that's what like YouTubers all work for. My entire life it was to get that plaque.
Right.
Everything was that plaque. Nothing else matters until you get that plaque.
The plaque. Yo, what's crazy is if I'd have saw the plaque, I'd have probably been at 100 now because I'd have like really locked in and focused.
Yeah, no, it's a plaque. Crazy. It's a plaque, and then you get a plaque for 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, and your 100 million, or 50 million, something like that.
How many you got right now?
I got 210, 211. So I just want y'all to watch this like later, like in a year's time, and just know that like Lonnie said that he's gonna like triple this or double this at least. So merch drop. I'm talking about I'm nervous. I'm putting it together in front of the videos. I'm talking about, yo, merch drop, y'all. It's only a limited amount of things. And I know I only got the capacity to make a certain amount of shirts. Put the website together. I'm always big on giving my fans an experience. I never wanted them to feel like, oh, he just something he threw together. No, I want you to be like, oh no, he cared about this. He took his time with that. Did the merch drop. The day comes. I'm at the computer. I tell everybody 12 noon.
Right.
12 noon, y'all, and I'm nervous, y'all. I'm talking about, I don't really see nobody talking about it, but people in the comments talking about it. It's different when you see the comments. Like, you don't see these real people.
Yeah.
And I just be like, people be talking, ain't nobody gonna buy
Oh,
this.
for sure.
Scroll up to my computer. It's like 11:55. I'm like, all right, got everything, got the prices right, got all this. It's about to go live. First time I put together my own site, it's about to go live. 12 hit. On the dot hit. Released this. I had actually released the site at 11:59 to make sure that it was out. Phone going crazy. Ding, ding. It's the cha-ching sound. That's what cash or Spotify or Shopify is.
Yeah.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, wait, somebody just bought all of my shirts. They bought one of every one. And I'm talking about 6Xs, 5Xs. They buying every shirt that I got to support. And I'm like, oh no, these people really rocking with me. Going crazy. And end of the day, and 24, so I just leave it up for 24 hours. I wake up the next morning and I'm sold out. I had set the quantity of all the shirts. I'm sold out. Everything. And I'm sitting here like, oh, okay, well, what the money talk? Open my Shopify. And you know how you click on the last 24 hours or yesterday or whatever it was. 10 bands. 10 bands. I'm like, I cried.
Yo, because you cry over money.
I cry over money. I've never seen that much money at one time in my account for me to use. Call my mom. I'm showing her. Mom, look what the numbers say. This is what your son did. You know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, is that fake money? You getting free? I'm like, why is that fake? Shut up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So in that month, the merch drop, sold out 24 hours. But my Facebook was doing good too. Facebook hit another 10 that month. Now we at 20. Remember, I told you I needed 25,000 for 6 months.
Golly.
Then my YouTube did the same thing. 10. I just made $30,000 in 1 month because I was consistent. $30,000. So I'm sitting there like, whoa, life different. That's a brand new car. You can walk into a dealership right now and pay cash for that.
Right.
I've never in my life had a new car. Everything I've ever gotten was a hand-me-down new car. Like every car I've gotten was a hand-me-down car. It was never a brand new car. I'm going in the dealership. I've never been in a position to go in a dealership. I never looked at the price of the car I got. I literally went on the lot. I said, I want this. Give me those rims off that car. Yeah, I wanted to have the heated seats. I wanted to have the sunroof, all that, make that happen. Never knew the price of the car. And then he came back. He was like, all right, let's talk prices of the car. And I was like, all right, what it is? And he was like, yeah, this is it right here. Okay, cool, let's do it. What's the paperwork? Where we signing at? Come on, ready to go. Like, get it ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really a different level. So, and this wasn't right after I got that 30. This was like a few months of, consistently getting the money. So it wasn't crazy like that. Do that, and I'm just like, oh, life is different now. Like, life is really like, this was it the whole time. Consistency.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what type of videos you do. It doesn't matter. It just matters that you consistently do them. Most people don't have the discipline.
Come on.
That's it. It's like, and people like, oh no, but life be getting me down. That's the part where discipline comes in.
Exactly.
Do you have the discipline when you lose your job to keep going, or your kid is sick? Or do you have the discipline to fight through all of that? And one of the things that has always stuck with me, and we got to give more credit to the writer of Avengers Endgame. This is crazy, but Thanos, he had the most profound quote in there. When at the end, when he snapped his fingers and he saw Gamora, and she was like, did you do it? This was his life's goal. Right. His life's goal was to get all 6 of the stones and to do that. That was it. And she said, did you do it? He said, yeah. She said, what did it cost you? And he said, everything. So anybody out there that is like really on this path, just know that if you want it bad enough, it's going to cost you everything. It's going to cost you your relationship. Are you ready to give up your relationship? Are you ready to sever your ties with your family if they're negative? Like, all of these things I had to go through and learn. And my dream was so much more important that I got to the point that, like, even with my mom, because she didn't want me to quit Delta. And they offered a severance package. And that's how another amount of money came in. And it was like, yeah, we'll give you free flights for 10 years. And we'll give you this check for like $15,000 for six months, or for 6 years of service.
Was that a Delta severance package? What?
Because of the corona. Remember, they were laying people off, the furloughs and stuff.
And they'll let you fly for 10 years?
They still gave you your benefits.
Shouts out to Delta, man.
So I'm sitting here. My mom was like, nah, I think you should keep it. And that's when the moment I was just like, I want this too bad. You're not paying my bills no more, Mom. You're not contributing over here.
Let's go.
So you don't have to live with yourself at the end of the day. Like, I gotta live with myself. I gotta lay in the bed at night and look up at the ceiling and wonder why I'm not where I want to be, because I allowed you to hinder me. And I had to walk away from that. And I had to give up everything for that. And there's still more that I'm sure that I'll have to give up because I want to go so much further.
Absolutely.
However, I don't think a lot of people understand that simple concept of, if you want it, dreams require sacrifices.
Absolutely.
They do. It's just something that's gonna happen. But if you don't have the discipline to do it, then this ain't for you for sure. Entrepreneurship is not for you.
Right.
It's a lot of dark days in this stuff. You don't know where your next month. I never thought that when I made the 30,000, I had found my W-2s for my first year working at Delta. Found it in a closet. I was cleaning up. I was like, let me just check this out, see what I had made. $22,000 I had made in 1 year at Delta, my first year. I had made more than that in 1 month.
1 month.
1 month. And just because I was consistent and I dared to do it.
Okay, how did you get consistent? Was there a certain system that you used, or was it just I'm making a decision now?
Yeah, it was just like it first started off like, all right, we're gonna just shoot videos at least a few times a week. My house was every time, even back when I was in college, my house was always the content house. People would, there's a lot of people like Robbie Worlds and You Love Richard, they would come through and we would shoot videos. I always had that set up. So I was always filming, but then I got like, okay, I need to start filming more for me. So then I would, me and Jamal, we would, a couple days a week, we would call over a girl. He would have a skit for her. I would have a skit for her. Put her in, put it out.
Right.
Then repeat. So we was filming at least, man, we filmed so much. Like,
what's your schedule? Much. What's your schedule? How many, do you have a certain amount of videos that you film per week, or?
So now, because ATO Verse and we all kind of share resources and cameras and stuff like
Explain
that.
ATO Verse.
So ATO Verse essentially it's a collective of us, 5 of us individuals who are all influencers, and we all have our own channels, but we work together and we're in each other's videos.
Who's the 5?
We got TK, we got Jay Childish, we got Jamal the Creative, and Tiffany Lauren. Okay. So the 5 of us all weekly, we get up and we shoot videos. Our old system used to be we would get up 3 or 4 days a week. We would have set days. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe like a Sunday or something. We'd
shooting 3-4 days a week. You know what? So that's crazy. And I'm wondering why everybody's in everybody's video, but that's by design.
Yeah. Oh, no. Everything. I think people don't understand this, and I'm very strategic. I'm so strategic, it's ridiculous. When we moved out to L.A., me and Jamal sat down in the kitchen. We wrote out a list, and I can show you the list. We wrote out a list of everybody we knew in L.A., and we wrote out a list to everybody that was bigger. And we drew lines to who knew who. We drew lines to who knew who. So if I know this person knows this person because I've seen them shoot a video with them. I'm studying all of these people. They not knowing this. No LA creator know that. I just told an LA dude this the other day, or like a month ago or something. They didn't know this. We drew a line. And it's only gonna make sense if I show it to you, because you're gonna be like, when I tell you I'm going to make sure that I'm successful by any means in this social media thing. I do not play about, like, this is my life. Like,
and I think some people feel like their talent is gonna get them, or it's by chance, but it's really by design. Like, your success is literally by design.
So where is this list at? Because when you see it, you're gonna be like, oh wow, okay. Man, everything was super strategic for me. I had to take advantage of everything that I could while I was out there. Here it is, right here. So you'll see, that's the list.
Wow.
That is the list. So I wrote out everybody that I knew, everybody he knew, and where we wanted to get to. And I literally...
What's the list in the middle? It's like...
So those are... The list in the middle.
So I see you and Jamal.
So these are the people we wanted to reach, right? These are the people, the middle. Okay, so the middle
so the left are the ones that you have.
That's the people I know.
The middle's the one
that we want to get to.
You want to get to, and maybe the line is who can get to Minx or Cornell or King K.
And then the other
King
side
Edwards,
is Jamal. The other side is Jamal. So we sit there and the stars next to the name, all the stars you see next to the name is who we designated that I need to cultivate that relationship with to get to that person in the middle.
Wow.
So what we would do.
I wish y'all could see this. Yo.
Everything, like I'm telling y'all, I wanted this so bad. We literally we wrote that list and I was like, we're going to execute.
Yeah, my man. So Cassandra, she's on the left. My man spelled sponsors wrong. Say sponsors and opportunities.
Hey, man.
Yo, just getting at it.
Yeah,
yo, this is crazy,
and
bro.
Not that all of these relationships were fake and forced because these were genuine people. It was just like I needed to know what the goal was. I had to have a vision. If you don't have a vision, it's dead. Like, it's just dead. Like, without vision, it's dead. Whatever it is, it don't matter. Your relationship, you don't have vision for your relationship is dead. If you don't have vision for your business, it's dead. It's gonna die. What are you working towards? So I'm talking about everything was super calculated. So then the crazy thing is when we going out to LA and we navigating this list, we out here learning. I'm like, okay, I see how y'all do, but y'all doing it wrong because y'all running into these hiccups.
Like what?
So just like a lot of people in LA, like LA it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. A lot of the content creators weren't on our level. We thought that they were ahead of us. It was just that they were consistent. So meaning like I would work with some creators and they would have an idea, but they wouldn't know how to execute it. Or they wouldn't know how to shoot. Me and Jamal had that skill. So we stepped in. Okay, cool. I got you. No. You be in our skit, we'll be in your skit, we'll shoot it. Cool. So we knew that we were precious to them. They needed us. They just didn't know it. And so ATL Verse came along because I took everything that was imperfect with LA and applied it to Atlanta. Literally took the whole system, came back to Atlanta, created ATL Verse. That's why when you see us all, you like, it feels different. And I did something else super strategic. I knew that with conflict, people would look at it more. So I literally went out and said, I was like, all y'all LA creators whack. Y'all whack, y'all content trash. Nobody messing with my squad. And I stand by that. That's when Versus was hot. Said this, put it out. People was like, oh, you talking big. Oh, hold on.
And you learned that from Love and Hip Hop.
Learn that from Love and Hip Hop.
Here's the thing. And this is really what I hope people understand, man. It's almost like it's everything in your story leads up to, like, whether it's negative or whatever, it leads to success here. Like it's all about who you are, but people don't really embrace their story much, man.
They don't. And that's why a lot of like celebrity interviews, I always hated them because I felt like, I was like, y'all not asking the right question. I want to know the struggle. I want to know the real. Like I just watched T.I. and 21 Savage's interview, and T.I. broke down his growing up. It made sense why T.I. is the way he is. So it was like, okay, I understand why he moves like he does. I understand that. And even your interview with Skittles, her talking about her upbringing was super important to me because I'm like, oh, that's how it all ties in. Because you're not knowing that this whole time you're building skills for something else better.
Yeah.
So,
wow. So you create the beef.
Yep, create the beef. And now people in LA going crazy. People in LA, they starting to like look like, who do you think he is? And I'm like, all right, cool. So I had said this one blanket statement. I was like, at the end of 2020, y'all will know that ATL Versus content is better than LA's content. I said that because I knew that people would start to compare it. But I wanted, but they were gonna all look at it. It didn't matter if it was negative or positive. I just knew that more eyes was gonna be on our content. So I'm telling the team, like, yo, y'all get ready. Yo, it's coming. It's coming. Lo and behold, I start watching LA people content. I'm going to their comments. People like, yeah, this video is kind of whack, man. Y'all, Atlanta got y'all beat right now. Yo, like, y'all are better than them LA creators. And I was like, I spoke it into existence. Visualization and affirmation. I knew what I was doing. Everything I've done is so strategic that people don't understand this. I don't even give my credit. I don't even give myself enough credit for this stuff. So that happened. So I'm like, all right, that work's done. I've surpassed LA. I've surpassed LA creators. There's no LA creator that I even see as competition. I don't see them as competition anymore. Not that there's money for all of us. Don't get it twisted. It's all love, and I still love all of them. I just use it as fuel to keep going. So,
and that's gotta be the attitude. You can't like live in somebody else's shadow and look up to somebody your whole life. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I have the podcast is on the Earn Your Leisure network. Those are like my big homies, and they're teaching me the game.
Wait. The Earn Your Leisure dude that just interviewed Mark Cuban?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we just got on. Well, I don't know when it's gonna air, but yeah, just got on the network.
I just watched the interview with him, and I was like, I don't think they understand how big it is to have Mark Cuban on.
100%. Yo, I was talking to Troy, and he was like, "Yo, he made me play this whole guessing game." He was like, "Yo, we got the big homie." I'm guessing like who? He's like, bigger. I'm like, what about this person? He said, bigger. I was like,
man, when I literally just watched that last night. After I watched the Skittles interview with you, I had watched that interview, and I was like, they don't know how big of a thing. Like, granted, they know how big it was, but it's like, that's a billionaire. You two black guys got a billionaire on your platform. Yeah. Black people, we don't have a billionaire that we can reach out. Can you reach out to Diddy? Can you reach out to Dr. Dre? Right. No, but you got Mark Cuban, one of the biggest billionaires. Like 100%. meaning like he has made a staple and like everybody knows him. I'm sitting there like, all right, okay. Yeah, I got motivated. Kyle's like, all right, we raising the bars over here.
The good news is when this comes out, it'll be on the Earn Your Leisure network.
That's super dope.
But my point in saying it is, I don't have to dumb down because I look up to them, but like I think they're like number 15 right now they're number 15 or number 10, something like that, business podcast in the whole country.
Oh, that's good. Congrats, guys.
I aspire to do more than that. You know what I mean? But it doesn't make it beef. Like, those are my mentors. You feel me? Yeah. Much respect. And I don't think they would want me on the podcast if my goal is to stay under them for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, I might be on the network for however long. It doesn't matter. It might be on forever. But, like, you still have to be able to have confidence in yourself to say, yo, my mentor isn't going to, like, dwindle me because I got to step under that person or always do not as well.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So,
no. That's super dope. Oh, man. Them the next people. I'm going to do a new list. And it's gonna be,
was this on your list?
This was not on my list. However, this is part of my plan. Yes.
Oh, for sure. Your master plan.
So the crazy thing is, and I don't mind telling the plan is, and it's literally, I know some people gonna take this like, oh, he's just using people to get to the top. It's like, it's important for us as Black people to share information 100%. And resources. You're only as smart, if you're the smartest person in your group, then you need to lead the group.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So I've been saying this for the last few months. Like, I need to start hanging around people who have more money than me. I need to start hanging around people who think differently and bigger than me because I'm limited by my confinements. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm the biggest person, right now I'm the biggest person in ATLverse, and that's no knock to them. It's just I'm the biggest person. So now I have to get around another big circle so that it motivates me and gives me the resources to get. So yes, you're a part of the plan to get here. So when you hit me in the DMs and I'm like, because you had hit me like months ago, he was like, yo, I see your content, yada, yada. I'm like, wait, he watching?
Fan, bro.
I'm like, oh man, okay.
When you hit me back, just like, so what, like I was telling you earlier, Ja had liked 2 of my posts, or I fanned out, bro. I fanned out. And then I think I hit him on I took a screenshot and posted my story like, yo, because I literally watched, because I think I caught on to him by that time. And he's got so many videos I'm binging every day. So when I'm seeing it, like, oh, crap. So when I got on Ja and came to you, I started watching all your videos. Like the joint with the dude with the little furry.
James, he ain't got no sense.
The choice is crazy. And I think I might have favorited the one where I think you try to open the can and your girl's like trying to struggle and you sat on the couch.
Yeah, with the Thanos. Yep. That was a Thanos quote. Yep.
So when you knew who I was, I'm like, yo, this is major. This is an opportunity.
No, because I had followed you. I don't know if you remember this, but I actually met you back when y'all did a green light thing. Greenlit with Ernestine.
Yep.
So what put me on to you was Ernestine. It was Jay Morrison, and then found obviously Ernestine, seen her class. So Only reason why I came was literally to see if Jay Morrison was here. Because I was trying to get to him. But I met you there. Me and you had met, and we had a brief conversation over there. I don't know if you remember. It was like real brief. I think you asked me, you was like, you don't want to sit down? And then I was like, nah, I'm cool. I'm just going to stand right here and watch. So I was watching how all of y'all was moving, and I was hoping to see if Jay was going to pop in. He didn't show up, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But those were the people that I was just like, yeah, they're doing something in Atlanta, and they're making a difference. And it's like black love. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no hate on you, ain't no hate on, it's like, yeah, that's my part. Yeah, they doing good things, and it's all support. And I was like, that's what I need to be a part of. So yes, essentially you were a part of the plan the whole time. And there's some other people that I wanted to get to in Atlanta to really make it known, because one of my goals is when you come to Atlanta, the first 5 things you think about, I'm gonna be one of them. Tyler Perry is one of them, and I will be right there next to him.
Wow.
So if anybody comes to Atlanta and they want to work, I gotta hit up Lonnie. That's the first thing I want you to say. I want to be the reason why people are moving down to Atlanta because of Lonnie. That's my whole goal. So these people, and obviously, like, I had always watched the videos, and just, so I'm always looking at who knows who relationships. I'm looking at, oh, this person liked that page, this person retweeted it, they got this person to repost it, so they got to be cool.
Your mind really thinks in a web, like how it's
you
all
have
connected.
to, like, it just, there's a connection for everything. You just got to find it. And I always used to go with, like, okay, I started at 6 degrees of separation. Now the degrees are getting smaller because
100%.
I'm getting bigger. So now it becomes 2 degrees of separation. 1 degree, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I'm here, you know what I'm saying? Type like that. So
who do you want to connect with? Who are you looking for?
So on my list of 2021, I literally wrote this down. It was be friends with B. Simone, Country Wayne.
Okay.
And I still want to meet Jay Morrison.
Okay.
Still, that's like
that's an easy one. That's my guy.
That's a thing that I just gotta do. And it's just on some, like, man, I see what you're doing. You really taking these young boys and you really trying to make a difference. You're trying to be a black man in the community. Yeah. That's so important to me. Like, he giving representation to us. So
you know Chase? You know Chase Walker?
Yes. Yes, I know Chase. It's we got it.
I got beef.
No. It's not a beef. It's not a beef. It's just no. By no means it's no beef. Yes, I do know Chase, and we've had conversations, and essentially that was the first tie to one of the people on my list. He has the tie,
like Country Way. That's what I thought about, because okay.
It's just funny you had brought it up. That's all. But so that person, and another one of my goals is to build something so big that one of my top 3, Oprah, Tyler Perry, and Kevin Hart, will all, if not all of them, at least one of them will come to me and be like, I want to partner with you on this because you've built something this big.
I love it.
So
I gotta get to some specific YouTube
let's do it.
monetization questions.
Okay.
So how often do you release a video?
At least twice a week. That's the minimum.
So twice a week.
Twice a week.
Minimum. Is there a particular cadence, particular day, particular time?
YouTube will tell you, if you go into your analytics, they'll tell you what time all of your fans are on. Majority of your fans are on. So I just usually schedule it around that time.
Gotcha.
It's not a set time every day. Like, every time it's gonna come out every Wednesday at 6. It's just like I look at it and it's like, all right, they say that they on at 12 noon this week.
That changes.
Yeah, it'll change.
Because I try to release around the same time.
Yeah, and it doesn't, I don't think it really does anything for the algorithm. I think that used to be the old algorithm. If you upload it at the same time, it would essentially take your, help you grow. But just now it's about just hitting them when most of your fans are on. That's the key now.
Gotcha. So 2 episodes a week, and you try to make them 8 minutes?
At least, yep. At least 8 minutes.
Do you find yourself stretching content? Like filler stuff?
No, that's filler stuff, yes, but I will not fluff my skits. So meaning, like, I won't just keep a skit going just because I'm trying to reach 8 minutes and we talking about nothing and it doesn't progress the storyline. I value the art too much for that. But I will do things like making sure that my merch, talk about the merch in the beginning, and at the end, if I got a trailer to something else coming out, like drop that, or the bloopers or something like that.
Gotcha.
But I won't fluff the skit per se. I want that to be as pure and as funny as possible. So I won't fluff the skit.
So when you hit that 10 on YouTube, what month was that?
That was July. So that was
July 2020.
Yep, July 2020.
And how has it progressed? Like, or do you see the ebbs and flows, or is it like steadily?
So yeah, it's steadily moving up. It's going like higher. You know, at the level I'm at now, I think maybe the highest I've seen on YouTube was maybe like, I want to say like 14, maybe. But my bar is raised now, so 10 is my minimum. I know that I gotta get 10 a month because that's just what I'm wanting to feel comfortable with. But
and do you pretty much match that on Facebook?
So Facebook at the moment, no. Only because I got demonetized from Facebook for whatever reason. We don't know. And that's the only thing with all of these platforms. It's like they can snatch your profile at any time. They don't have to give you no. I'm talking to the team now like, yo, what's up? Like, what did I get demonetized for? Oh, we don't know. What?
Like Facebook, you don't know?
But you know I'm demonetized, but you don't know why. Like, this is an actual person telling me they don't know why I'm demonetized. I'm like, so can you tell me so I don't do it again? But they just like, yeah, we just don't know. Now you demonetized for 90 days. All right, so 90 days starting from when? They don't know. And it's just like, it's just all of these uncertainties. That's why you like really got to be careful of how you move on these social networks. I've seen so many people get their pages snatched. You know, IG is infamous for it. IG will take your stuff down real quick. YouTube is a little more forgiving. Facebook, I think because that they're new to this whole money thing, they're really like, we just gonna take it from you. So, and I knew other people who got their Facebook demonetized, but so once that goes back, then I got a ton of videos that's ready to release when they monetize me.
Oh, so the ones you're putting on YouTube, you're just holding those, and then you'll just, once you get back, you'll throw on Facebook.
Yep.
Have you tapped into product placement, sponsorship, stuff like that in your videos yet?
So I have.
And first off, Blue Chew, whatever you're doing with Ja is working, because I remember it. Like, they say it all the time, the Blue Chew, Manscaped.
It's so much money in that. One of my creator friends, he signed his Blue Chew, came to him for a deal. And they wanted him to make one video a month. Just one video a month. $100,000.
What?
That's exactly what I said. I said, wait.
$100,000 for a year, I take it.
For a year.
One video a month, advertising, $100,000.
And you make one skit specifically towards Blue Chew. That's not even counting your ad dollars that you're getting from YouTube. That's just your endorsement deal. But this is only a small.
I wonder what you got.
This is only a small thing, y'all. When I watched the Skittles interview, and I studied that thing to the T, because she didn't say what the deal was worth for B. Simone, but she did say what it was worth. In a way, because you had to ask the question, and she said it around it, and I was like, perfect, thank you. That's all I needed to know. I just needed to. I just need to know that it's possible, and then I'll figure the rest out. So when she said it, I was like, oh, wait, we talking different levels. And then I watched a Country Wayne interview, and he was just like, yeah, man, I break off Chase 20% for what I get. And I was like, because I was watching Chase, Southern Ray, I was watching him. I was like, he got something. He knows something. And Chase has been telling me this whole time. He's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We just need to link up when it makes sense, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay, cool. But he was telling me like, yeah, it's a lot of money in this. And then when Country Wayne said 20%, Country Wayne making.
Oh yeah, Country Wayne getting to it.
Are you monetized? 500 million views. 500 million views on Facebook? 500 million. I don't think people understand that. Like, the Super Bowl viewing which is one of the largest sports events in the world, one of the largest televised sports events, gets like, I want to say it's like 100 million or less views. You got 500 million. So you mean to tell me you're doing what the NFL gets on this one event? You're doing this in a month?
Hold on, no, he's doing 500 million a month?
Views.
500 million views per month? No way.
When he did the screenshot, I got the screenshot in my I screenshot everything.
500 million views. Like, you talking about total? Or, because I got like 3 billion views total. I'm lit. 3 billion. He's doing 500 million per month?
Hold on. Let me see.
You know what, though? It makes sense. Hold on, because that does make sense, because Ja told me some ignorant number he was doing per month on YouTube.
And you know what's funny? And I love Ja, and I'm not even gonna say this because this is personal to him. But I mean, like, I'm not gonna say the number, but me and Ja, before I moved back to Atlanta, me and Ja had a conversation. We sat down, went to dinner, had a conversation, and I had put him to the side, and I was like, man, I gotta know what's the most you've ever done in a month. I just have to. I'm sorry to be in your pockets. I just need to know because it's motivation for me. And he was like, yeah, I understand. I usually don't tell people this, but and he gave me his number. And I was like, what? What you serious? And I was just like, because there's so many things that come along with like being a Black man with money. There's a lot of things that we don't know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We always be talking about like these athletes who, when they get their check, they go crazy. Like, we're the same way. Yeah. But when he told me the number, I was like, "Are you scared?" Hell yeah, I was scared. And I was like, "That's what I need to hear." Like,
why was he scared?
It was so much money. That's scary. That is scary. A lot of us come from nothing. And you make that in 1 month, you don't even know what to do. You don't even have a lot of us don't even have the right things in place. Accountants and stuff like that, we don't have that in place. We don't taxes. I'm sure the IRS is waiting for me to file. I'm sure they are. I know they ready, like, oh, we gonna hit him with something crazy. And I know it, but when just, I think we need to talk about that more, just like money. I know Black people have this stigma of like, everybody in my pockets, but I think to the right people, that information can change somebody's life. It changed my life. Troy telling me $10,000 was what he was making a month changed my life. So it's just like every time I get around somebody with money that's Black, I'm just like, how you deal with it? One of my friends, Euro, he's a rapper, and we went to a 21 Savage party, and I'm just sitting here and talking. I'm like, dog, how do you deal with this? You're a Black man with money. You got change, you got the cars, you got all of this stuff. Women always flock to this. How do you do this stuff? Like, he was just like, man, it's hard. It's different. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the power in it all. He was like, the money's good, but when you got power, that's the difference. And so every time I come across a Black man that got a little bit of money, hey man, like, you know what I'm saying? What's the real? I want to know the real. I don't want to know. No, tell me the real hardships. Because don't nobody talk about like, oh yeah, because I got this money, girls is crazy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They coming at me crazy. Even just the fact to know that I can walk in a Walmart. I can go to any cashier in there, any woman in Walmart, and I can be like, quit your job right now. and I know for a fact I can change her life and show her things she's never experienced. Right. I can do that. Right. And I can do that for 2 women if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different mindset. We don't talk about it enough, but like, that's why I'm so big on, you know what I'm saying? Even, you know what I'm saying, hearing your story. I'm sure you have things that I can apply to my life, and it's just like, okay, I understand how he dealt with that and things like that. So it's like, it's just about information. That's all it is. All of the stuff is an information grab, man.
Yeah, that's funny that you got that picture in your head, like going to Walmart, like, yo, just come on.
Man, me and Jamal had that. I literally.
Are you monetizing Instagram?
Not yet. They didn't. I went all through Instagram to look for it. They ain't send me. They ain't give me the invite yet.
Don't you?
They ain't give me the invite.
You must put only 60 seconds for the most part.
I do some IGTV videos too.
See, they gave it to me because it's like all IGTV.
That makes sense.
I've been doing IGTV for a year now.
That makes sense.
Whenever it came out, I started doing that joint. And they sent it to me. And I realized it's crazy. People with like much bigger followers and stuff like that, they didn't have it. But I realized because I was I was doing IGTV already. They must have said, yo, let's get this.
That actually probably makes sense. They probably looked at who's doing IGTV because that's where they.
When you
is
get
that,
it,
is that where they're paying though? Is it just IGTV or is it like reels and everything?
Just IGTV.
Okay, that makes sense.
They're putting commercials in my IGTV. Either
Gotcha.
when you they'll do the preview, and then when you hit IGT like to see the whole thing, it'll run like a short commercial. It's not abrasive. It's not even like a long thing. It's like really easy. So and I can see the numbers. It ain't a whole lot of money. It might be $25 a video or something like that. But
man,
I'm creating it anyway. So okay. All right. Okay. IGTV, YouTube. Okay, we got the Facebook out the way. Okay. The cadence, which okay. How do you grow your channel?
On YouTube. Growing your channel on YouTube, it really comes down. Consistency is the most important, but outside of that, it's just finding your niche. Like a lot of people, they kind of go with this one idea, like, hey, I want to do this, but it doesn't hit. So you got to like experiment with different things. You got to try different things. You got to get out there. And once you find something, like let's say if this element in this video, like I know for a fact that my videos, either you come for the bad women, the fine females, or you come for a laugh. So I know that. All my videos, I need to have a fine female because that's going to change the whole trajectory of the video. My fans don't even want to see it if it's just a bunch of dudes, unless it's super clever. And I did that with Bro, That's Weird. It's
gotcha.
One of those series. But once you find your niche, just keep hitting at it. You got to think. Everybody has been showing us the blueprint for social media that's big, like Desi. Desi does the hood dude. That's his niche. That's the thing that gets him on. The only problem with that, you got to be careful. Don't get super niche down if you know you want to do other things. You need to introduce these other things as you're growing because the minute you put up something weird and it flops, you're going to be mad and you're going to be in your feelings about it. But it's just because they've grown to love one thing. That's why the character with the fur vet, James, I don't do him as much because I never wanted to. I didn't want people booking me for club appearances to show up as James. I wanted people to love Lonnie.
Would you?
And then you, nah, hell no. No. I wouldn't, only because it's just like, no, I got to be this character all night and no.
Quick little 5'10".
Yeah, no. So I just kind of sat him to the side for a little bit. But I know in my mind, I was like, if I really wanted to take off, I got this character. People love the character. I've seen it. That's how my Facebook got so big, was because of him.
Right. Okay.
So,
all right. Well, man, listen, I want to say thank you. This was an awesome interview. Yeah. This was amazing. I learned so much about the man behind the creation, behind the character, behind the video. Like, you are a thinker.
Yeah.
You are a thinker. Like, you see it. So before I get there, I'm going to ask you another. Well, let me do a commercial real quick, and then I'm going to ask you a question. So real quick, this episode is sponsored, as always, by The Morning Meetup, The Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com. You can go to themorningmeetup.com. It's the only community where, did you know, Lonnie, that we have a community that every single day, Monday through Friday, I'm teaching entrepreneurs from all across the country entrepreneurship. Me and my entire network of really, really successful entrepreneurs. So this month we're doing a millionaire mindset where I have millionaires that I'm interviewing almost every single morning all throughout the month so that we can identify how they think. It's amazing. Yeah. And it's, again, literally hundreds of entrepreneurs that gather every single morning. So if you're looking for a network, you're looking to grow mentally, you're looking to understand certain things about entrepreneurship. Every Thursday I do Q&A. So people bring me their questions, I answer. We've been helping a lot of people grow. Like we've been able to see people not have an idea to actually running a business just by being on the morning meetup, just being in the environment. So
dope.
themorningmeetup.com. Go to themorningmeetup.com. I'm going to do something special for you. You can join for $1, just $1 for 7 days, okay? Just try it out for $1. After that, it's $79 a month. If you don't like it, even before the trial ends, you come on first day, you're like, this is trash. I don't like the way he speaks. I don't like his teaching. I don't like all these people that I'm seeing. You can cancel. No obligation, no commitment, no contracts, okay? But if you want to, just stay around, $79 a month. So go to themorningmeetup.com right now and enroll. I'll see you in the morning. All right, cool. So I got a question for you as we come to a close. I like to make predictions on the podcast. And I like to know where you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years so that we can look at this 5 to 10 years from today and say, yo, Lonnie said he was going to do it. And look, he did it.
5 years.
5 to 10.
Oh my goodness. I'm thinking of all the stuff I'm doing this year. So 5 years. 5 years, I am predicting that I used to want to be Tyler Perry.
Mhm.
And then another vision came into my head recently. And now I want to be bigger than Tyler Perry. I want to be Tyler Perry and Bob Johnson.
Who's Bob Johnson?
The guy who started BT.
Johnson.
I want to be them in one person.
Mm.
So 5 years, hell, this year I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm chasing $1 million this year. It's my time. So 5 years, multimillionaire, headed to $1 billion in 5 years. Family man, but still producing all kind of content on all platforms, talking about from podcasts to TV to film to skits, and everything else. There's something else I'm working on. I just don't want to say it yet, just because I don't want nobody to get no ideas yet. I want to do it, and I want people to be shocked.
For sure.
Cover of Forbes magazine. I was also on the cover of magazine for this new year. So,
Congrats.
and I had said the other thing that I had said this year was I had, just like I said that Atlanta content creators is going to be better than LA. My next thing that I had said for this year was I know a lot of y'all content creators think y'all doing something. But me and y'all aren't the same. And I'm gonna show y'all why we not the same.
I love it.
And I'm gonna make y'all mad.
Yes, sir.
It's different. Just the way the level of ideas that I'm operating on, they scare me. I've never had this feeling before in my life. Never in my life been scared of an idea because it was so good and so grand. And if I put it together correctly, even if I don't put it together correctly, the lessons that I'm gonna learn, just how I look at life is different. I'm ready to fail because I know I'm gonna learn something from that. Granted, failing hurts, but the results you get from it, it's only gonna make you better if you stay on the path. So, hey, all of y'all who are on the top in Atlanta right now, just know that I'm coming for y'all spot and then some. We're gonna be friends. You're gonna see me hanging out with a lot more people. Like I said, B Simone, that's my list to be. Be friends with her. Country Wayne, be friends with him. And these are people that I've admired certain things about them, and I just want to just sit around and just exchange resources, exchange information. Even you, like I know I already have 3-4 ideas on how you can make this even better and take this to the next level.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always the guy that I'm utilizing this relationship to get ahead, but I'm also gonna pour into the relationship because it's valuable to me. It means something to me. People underestimate relationships as well. Your network, the people you work with, that's so important. These people are human though, so you have to, you know what I'm saying? You can't take things personal. You just got to try to meet the person where they're at and communication is so much key to in relationships. So if you feel a type of way, you need to address it. If you, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of these relationships are important to me because I take them serious and I'm very hospitable. I make sure that if you show me love, I'ma do it back. I might not show it in your way, but I'm gonna show it in my way, and I'm gonna make sure that I do my part in all of my friendships, even in my relationship with TK. All of that. It's very important that when somebody pours into you, you pour into them. It should be both sides. It shouldn't be you don't pour into them until they do this, though. It's just like, just genuinely be you. So genuinely me is to always help somebody in need.
For sure.
That's always, and even with ATO verse, I put the team on my back and made sure we were all good. Like I had to pay for a shooter for the whole team. You know what I'm saying? Like that was important to me.
Yeah.
To put people next to me in positions to make money. So even if I got a deal, my homeboy, he got a podcast, you know what I'm saying? Sleep, you heard of him? Yeah, no, I'll shoot you his info and then maybe y'all can work something out. Like I'm not gonna broker the deal, but I just know somebody that will fit perfect for this. Or even if I have an idea, yo, you might want to try this idea. I'll just see what it works.
For sure.
I'm just saying on my side, it's doing crazy.
Right.
So I can only imagine what it's gonna do for
100%.
you. So you got to take advice from people. If what works for me might not work for you, but if you tinker it to fit you, it'll work.
Man, I'm loving it. I can't wait to see you. And because you are like so focused and you see it so clearly.
Man.
And like, I just have no doubt you about to get everything you're looking for.
Without
man.
vision, it's dead.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
dead.
Well, look, man, I appreciate you coming by, man. Listen, I need everybody to go follow him. Do me a favor. I need y'all to like this too. I need y'all to share this interview, okay?
That's what we got to get better at, telling the fans that y'all got to like. It's free content. Just like the video.
It don't cost you nothing to like it, man.
It don't take nothing off of your day to literally hit the like button or leave a comment. All of this stuff matters to us because that's literally how we are able to touch more lives. And even as far as like telling my fans like, yo, if this video made you feel any type of way, you just share it with one person and tell that person. Or even if I do something like telling people before the video, yo, call a family member that you ain't talked to in a while and then tell them that Lonnie told you. And then who is Lonnie? Show them the video. All of that stuff is important, y'all. It's free. We are trying to get to premium content where eventually we will be getting paid for this stuff. But right now it's free. Yeah, I might make money off YouTube, but it costs me money to make that. 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's absolutely.
Like, and the video do good. It's not like I still get, my money. It's like, nah, I gotta.
Right. This hour and 45 minutes costs us time away from our business to come share some information with you and share with some games. Exactly. So I need y'all, I definitely want y'all to go buy some merch, buy some Fenarius merch, a hoodie, t-shirt. Just if the interview touched you or helped you in any way, I'm to ask you to give back as we've just given to you. Okay. So thank you, Lonnie. I'm gonna have you close this out with a word of wisdom, my brother. There's somebody out there right now that's a creator. They have an idea. They haven't moved on it yet. They're just trying to figure this thing out. Give them a word of wisdom to close this out.
Stop thinking. Just do. I realized I do think a lot instead of doing, but I'm getting out of that. It's just doing it. Like don't DM me asking me how I can help you. Sorry. Don't DM me asking me if I got any tips for you. Just do it. The information's out there. Just keep going. Just do it. Don't worry about all of this. Don't worry about you ain't got the best camera. Don't worry about you ain't got no. Figure it out, y'all. It's how-to videos on how to be a YouTuber. It's how-to videos on everything. You can change an engine in a car off a how-to video. So when you come to me and you're like, oh, any tip? I want to start a YouTube channel. That's the first turn off to me. So just do it, y'all. If you want to be a YouTuber, you want to start, just start. Start the business you've been thinking about, because you're gonna learn while doing it. Thinking, you're gonna overthink it, and then you're gonna try to do research, and it's not gonna make sense to you until you do it. A lot of this stuff didn't make sense to me until I did it, and I was like, oh, I get it now. So do it. Just do it. Whatever it is, just do it. Let go of the fear. If you're not afraid, you're not growing. It's as simple as that. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. I feed off fear now. Anytime I feel fearful, I know that's something I need to do because I'm afraid. So just do it, y'all, and stop talking. I know a lot of us want to, Clubhouse, the new thing. Clubhouse, I want to, no, we on here sharing resources and network. No, you're not. You're spending all your time on Clubhouse. You're talking. You're doing the same thing you were doing on other apps, talking about what you want to do, but you're not doing it. If you're on Clubhouse all day, how can you be getting any work done? Yeah. So just do it, and I promise you the people will find you, y'all. It's just crazy the amount of people that have found me just because I've been on my path. Like, got me here. You 100%. Know what I'm saying? So just do it. Stop talking about it, and you ain't got to tell everybody your moves. Just do what's happy for you. If you like it, that's all that matters. Because at the end of the day, nobody else has to live your life. Nobody else has to be in your relationship.
Big facts.
Just do it, and that's the best piece of advice I can give.
Hey, look, we can't close it out no better than that, man. Listen, do me a favor. Go get some social proof. Go build something, man. Go build something. But while you're building it, I want you to be paying attention to how you build it so that you could teach somebody else how to do it, okay? That's all I ask. Go build something, then teach somebody else how you did it, all right? We are out of here. Peace. What if I told you for $1, I will introduce you to hundreds of entrepreneurs every single morning this week? From all across the country, you'll be able to talk to hundreds of entrepreneurs, and I'll coach you. I'll coach you for $1 this whole week, and I'll introduce you to some of my successful friends for $1 this week. Would you Would you take part in that? Well, go to themorningmeetup.com because that's exactly what we're doing here, okay? The only organization that gathers entrepreneurs every single day for the betterment of entrepreneurship, okay? Every single day, Monday through Friday, we gather, we're growing, we're learning. We got a book club. Have you ever seen hundreds of entrepreneurs reading the same book every single chapter, every single day? We're growing together, okay? You need the environment to grow in. Themorningmeetup.com, $1. I'm gonna give you all this for $1. If you wanna stay, great. It's $79 a month after that. If not, no obligation. You can leave whenever you want. All right? Themorningmeetup.com. I'll see you in the morning.